Clair Obscur is absolute peak cinema. This video contains spoilers, so you have been warned.
Oh, my darling girl. We have precious little time together. You'll never know us. But I want you to know that you are loved. I want you to know you're not alone. You will always be the beautiful child I held in my arms. You will smile the brightest smile. You will cry iridescent tears. You will know love, and you will know pain. You will know loss all too well. Because we live in an unforgiving world. But you are strong, and you will survive. You will struggle, and you will learn. You'll find people to call your own, and you will shine as their guiding light. For you will change the world, and the people around you. You'll forever be our princess. I have decided on her name. And her name will be Maëlle.
It's an experience where imagination and execution intertwined into a delicate masterpiece that distinguishes itself from timeless classics. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, and even Baldur's Gate don't hold a candle to this new age French RPG.
Feet! 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 Feet!
Where I've been in the perpetual dumpster fire of browsing through countless waste your life, throwaway titles that give your life minor satisfaction and a little meaning.
Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
Clair Obscur actually has purpose. It's driven, inspired, and honestly, a lot of fun. It's a title that not everyone has yet played, but in fact, should. This video isn't going to be your average review or even a review at all. This is an analysis on art itself. Put quite simply, I think Clair Obscur deserves every award in the near future because this is what Swin Vink was talking about.
The Oracle told me that the game of the year 2025 was going to be made by a studio who found the formula to make it up here on stage. It's stupidly simple, but somehow it keeps on getting lost. Studio made their game because they wanted to make a game that they wanted to play themselves. They created it because it hadn't been created before.
It embodies the essence of what a good original IP carried in the early 2000s era of gaming. Originality, heart, wonder, and delightful fun. Why is Clair Obscur so outrageously good? Well, I'll tell you everything in this video. If you're a longtime watcher looking for my usual content, here's your review. It's good! There are moments of wonderment and curiosity that simply aren't sated by playing for only a couple of hours. This is a title that satisfies your hunger after playing 50 to 100 hours, because time will just fly by as you savor every moment. This video is purely my own thoughts on Clair Obscur, its structure, and another example as to why publishers should give their developers a bit more freedom. As if that needed an excuse already. It's as if CEOs think they know the solution to making more money, when in reality the answer was always a time-tested solution that's simple. Games that are actually good make money? It's not rocket science. Make good food and the food will speak for itself. You don't need a critic to spoon-feed you what's worthwhile. Heavy advertisements won't polish a turd, and word of mouth from a handful of influencers aren't going to save a bad game. You need something organic, like a thriving community. Make a good game, and there will be a growing community of people waiting for the sequel. That's how it usually works. Games like Hi-Fi Rush took off because of its quality, and with word of mouth, it spread like wildfire. There's something that not many people talk about in the games industry, and that's basically the consumer is like a hive mind. We as a gamer collective have feelings. And if your game is shit, well, everyone will know. The same could be said for the inverse. Good indie games will spread like wildfire with little to no advertisement and strictly from word of mouth. I remember in the early 2000s, word of mouth and magazines were the way a game got noticed. Maybe the game case looked cool, but most importantly back then people were more curious. Nowadays you have consumers that are a little too well informed, and the adventurous gamer is long gone. We're prone to this behavior because of how many times we've been duped into purchasing crappy games. These days people think more in terms of volatility, and people don't want to waste more money or time on garbage. People are becoming smarter spenders, waiting for the next big thing. Hence, an example like Clair Obscur. Because of Clair Obscur, it dealt another impact to the gaming industry. A heavy blow to oppressive game publishers who exploit their workers. So in essence, Clair Obscur is ironically a metaphor for an expedition that leads a trail for the future of indie development. It's a game made by ex-Ubisoft employees. Let that sink in. With that said, everyone will be wondering what the next masterpiece will be, and Clair Obscur will be referenced and compared to for generations to come. I can already see it. This game is basically Clair Obscur with guns.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy. But the first time somebody told me that, I don't know, I thought they were bullshitting me, so boom, I shot him. The thing is, okay, he was right.
Let's talk about how Clair Obscur entices you with its hook. This is the most important moment in any RPG. Think about other games that start out with a way to introduce you into its world.
Final Fantasy X.
Sure. This is it. This is your story. It all begins here.
Last of Us.
It's okay, baby. We're safe. We're safe. Hey, we need help. Stop! Please. It's my daughter. I think her leg is broken.
Stop right there!
Okay. We're not sick.
Got a couple of civilians in the outer perimeter. Please advise.
Daddy, what about Uncle Tommy?
We're gonna get you to safety and go back for him, okay?
Sir, there's a little girl. But... Yes, sir.
Somebody, we've just been through hell. Okay, we just need... Shit.
バイオハザード4。
Here we go.
Without a good pull, you give players a lack of incentivization to continue further with your game's plot. But with a good pull, they're already set for the rest of the journey no matter how many hours are invested. I easily spent over 100 plus hours into Witcher 3, and why? Because everything was exciting to me. It was fresh, and from the very first hour, and this is important, it was genuinely fun from the get-go.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
I don't want to be reasonable.
Aha, so that's the way the wind blows.
On the surface, Expedition 33 is a French RPG similar to other JRPGs, namely Persona, with a very interactive combat system involving parrying, dodging, and timing attacks. The last time we saw a game where you have to time your attacks with each different skill in an RPG was Legend of Dragoon.
Yes!
Good times. Expedition 33 is so much more than the sum of its parts. It's an adventure, an experience, an odyssey. It's an emotional roller coaster filled with twists and turns that will have you on the edge of your seat waiting for the next breadcrumb. It's probably one of the only games where I can wholeheartedly recommend it to just about anyone I know. I genuinely don't see how someone could have a bad time with Expedition 33 unless you don't have hands or ears.
It's more about...
The story starts out with Gustave preparing to meet his ex in what they term the gommage, which in French means a race. Eerie, right? An event that looks happy on the surface but is filled with melancholy and an underlying hint of sadness. You're met with Maëlle, who converses with you on the rooftops of Lumiere, and after a series of interactions with the NPCs,
Some prefer more intimate goodbyes.
and a combat hero or two,
Holy shit. I'm almost dead. Oh, God!
you are met with one of the most stellar soundtracks in gaming history, coupled by a touching moment. It's a symphony of emotion that encapsulates humanity in such a brief space.
I'm here.
I like to call this moment your purpose. Remember when I was talking about hooks? It's the part of every popular RPG that entices you and fully engulfs you into the world and story, enabling you to ask questions and further explore them by just playing. Think about every hit RPG you've played and how grandiose the start usually is. I think that's what every RPG needs. It's a fantastic start that kicks you in the ass and tells you, hey, you need to go get out there. The world is your oyster. Tears aside, the acting is mwah.
Très bien.
Every heart-touching and breaking moment voiced and acted by an all-star cast of actors. You have Shadowheart, Clive, and Smeagol, and even Daredevil in the same game. Honestly, it's surprising that an indie game like this can afford high-budget actors all in one phenomenal title. With an impressive cast, it's no wonder that each performance is telling and convinces you that you live in this very world. Or should I say, canvas. I very much enjoyed the side attractions that Expedition 33 provides, like facing Clea, Painted Maëlle, and especially the relationships you get to watch through with each character.
Let's make haste. I don't want it.
What? What's she doing here? Lazy warrior.
How did you even know I was here?
Era poquito bebido. Non è che sta di altro continente.
Continente.
Fair point.
Illuminato. Ito pita. A Chicago style illuminato.
Lukito menaru. Naru deseja raro. Rico femicora nisu.
It's a stupid rule. We should just bring them all back.
Priva caos, plus, como pumiquera, si tu non te fosse de
You leave me no choice.
Oh no. Think twice, Minak.
I have already thought about it thrice. Golgra, I demand a trial by combat.
Tu pochi solero.
Tu pochi solero. Lumanati sa Chicago style Bizarro. Sakabatate garbage.
Do I have to participate?
Please help me.
For Noko, then.
What? Okay. Not to mention breathtaking moments with the Axons, side bosses, and Ciel especially. It's as if these characters are actually alive, all of which are fragile and very human in detail. Everyone in Clair Obscur has secrets to keep and an agenda to maintain. But most importantly, every character is important. You can't just throw one away without a second thought. There seems to be a reason for every character's existence, at least until you get to the end. Existence is one of the primary themes of the game itself, and we'll get to that later. Every character is honestly pretty well detailed and just awesome. I think personally Ciel is my favorite, with Verso and Mael tying for the next favorite. Sorry, Esquier.
He got me good.
If you played Clair Obscur, you know what I'm going to talk about and basically fangirl about. Yes, the combat. It's an absolute blast, and it's very engaging. A modicum of skill is required to beat every encounter, with precise parry timings, coordination, and effective skill usage. And a lot of revives. That is, unless you do this. Regardless, to even get to the point of one-shotting things, the first act, and might I say probably the most fun act, you have to struggle. A lot. Without that friction, there would be no satisfaction in winning or defeating otherwise difficult encounters that take hours of progression. The game before you get the Painter Lumina, that is breaking the 9,999 threshold, is just right in difficulty and treats you fairly. Encounters don't die fast enough, so you have to respect boss mechanics and even random encounters. But on the other hand, it is nice to have a payoff where your character can feel powerful and godly in strength. Pour one out for all the homies who thought Ciel was useless.
Oh, busted!
It's this fine tightrope act of balancing between being weak enough to observe enemy patterns and being strong enough to skip them. If you don't want to spend hours learning every encounter's mechanics, no one's going to stop you, but that does mean you're a bitch. Ultimately, by the end of the game, you're going to be skipping a lot of cool animations, which to be frank is inevitable. You should feel strong at the end of an RPG. You deserve that for playing through it. Difficult encounters shortened by the sake of overleveling will happen, so if you're worried about missing out on seeing cool stuff or want to challenge yourself, be sure to unequip the Painter Lumina. The exploration itself is a fun construct, often gravitating towards scale and immersion. The only map you'll see is the world map, and every area is without any sort of tool to help with navigation, possibly for the sake of immersion. I like this detail because it forces you to explore every area thoroughly. I mean, with so many original assets and art, who wouldn't want to take some time to take a look at everything? It's a beautiful game. The pain point, however, is you can get lost at certain points, or simply forget a side area altogether that may have had a pesky mime. There's a lot of heart in Expedition 33, and to show that, there are moments riddled with happiness to upset the tragedies throughout its life.
Nobody ever wondered what Esquier was made of, did they? Well, Esquier and I had a chat.
I'm sorry, Versman. She promised me sweet rocks.
He's made of wine? Plenty of Easter eggs can be found throughout the world, and many side attractions open themselves up eventually. The world is vibrant, and god damn, it's huge. Eventually, you'll unlock the ability to explore everything with ease. Zigzagging from one place to another is like solving a large jigsaw puzzle, except it doesn't make you want to break the whole damn thing. After finishing the game and acquiring every achievement, I can safely say I've done all there is worthwhile doing, and it's all indeed worth doing. Not many games have I toiled for achievements and found it wanting, making Clair Obscur an enjoyable time regardless of what it is you're doing, even if it means fighting Golgra at low level. Oh god. Oh god.
I'd love a dance.
Oh.
Just try it.
Yeah, that's pretty long. Lastly, I wanted to speak about the music of Clair Obscur. It always has a habit of creeping in perfectly at every moment. It clings to you like a warm blanket and stings at times like a wash of cold, pelting rain. Can I just ask why it's so good? And the more interesting detail is that it was all conducted by someone off of SoundCloud, a world-class original soundtrack from a random French guy. It's a spectacle in itself that drives every emotion and every action in the game further. Every bit of sadness, excitement, and happiness, all encapsulated inside of an already vibrant world. I think that is what makes Expedition 33 so good. It oozes attitude. It has style, and it'll give people something to talk about for years to come. Again, I can't get over how the whole soundtrack wasn't performed by some fancy $1 million orchestra, but by some guy in a basement or something. I guess we shouldn't be that surprised given Undertale exists. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is art. Pure art. Which is funny because the game itself primarily revolves around art. It's in the same category of perfection as God of War 4 or Metal Gear Solid 4. Not many games nail every game category so remarkably well like gameplay, sound, art, and story. Honestly, that's saying something. The creators of Expedition 33 absolutely cooked, and I'm speechless that I didn't play it sooner. So here I am serving my due diligence. Do you remember how popular animes would have that filler beach episode full of nothing burgers? Expedition 33 has that, and it's still enjoyable. At this point, I just wanted an excuse to continue playing. Any excuse. I was engaged to the point where I wanted to acquire every achievement with no questions asked. It's like wanting to savor the last bite of a good steak. It wasn't just a hobby anymore to play. It was out of passion, respect, unrequited pleasure, and curiosity. It's not every day you get a good plot out of a game. The two themes explored are, I felt, existence and grief. A world hangs in the balance, two in fact, where the main characters are actually outside of the painting essentially. At least, that's what the game is trying to tell you. But what does that mean about the people of Lumiere? Are they real? Essentially, no. But they would never know or feel that way. It's like being in the Matrix, and the people inside the canvas are quote-unquote alive. But does that make them any less human than the people outside? Honestly, it's a controversial topic because of how much time you spend rooting for the expedition to succeed, on top of being with every party member. Did your time with Lune mean nothing? Did Gustav's sacrifice mean nothing? Does Verso's existence mean nothing? This all essentially plays into the other theme, and that is grief. When you look at a picture of a close family member who's passed on, what do you feel? What did you feel when they passed? Throughout every facet of Expedition 33, we feel grief to the point where we, the player, are numb to it. Basically, Verso, both the painted and the real one, are the primary reason that the canvas has persisted. At least that's what motivated his family to keep his memory alive. No one wants to get rid of his existence entirely, even if it means you can see a fragment of him inside of a made-up world. Why? Because grief is like a fire in the middle of a cold, lonely world. It's all some people have to remember for those that we've lost. It's the people who choose to snuff out this flame and embrace reality for what it is that have the capacity to move forward. Clair Obscur is a game that doesn't hold your hand and treat you like an idiot. In fact, does the opposite. It's a game that wants you to observe and make your own conclusions, which, on the topic of conclusions, we'll talk briefly about the endings. In Mael's ending, the canvas persists, possibly until Mael dies. At first, it's happy and endearing. You're surrounded by friends and even old faces like Gustav and Sophia, only for the ending to ultimately feel hollow. Having been denied release from his fruitless existence, Verso plays the main theme of Clair Obscur. The obvious truth about this ending is that Mael is ultimately selfish, clinging to the past and never looking forward towards the future. The same sickness that affected Renoir and Aline slowly overtakes Mael's form inside the canvas. Honestly, every time I watch this ending, I never feel truly satisfied. Was this what Verso would have wanted? Is the past worth clinging onto so much that you'd throw away your real family? Embracing an illusion can be comforting, but it isn't a healthy solution to be rid of pain. In Verso's ending, the canvas dissipates, and finally, Verso's soul is put to rest, alongside everyone within the painting. The ending is agonizing at first. It's absolutely brutal, leading you to believe that no one inside the painting truly mattered at the end of the day. But it was the experiences that helped shape Mael's personality that gave her something to cling to. The feeling is melancholic, having lost close friends and any semblance of importance in another life. But after releasing oneself from the binds of the past, there is hope for a future, regardless of how bleak things seem. With the entire family surrounding Verso's grave, they can finally move on from their grief. I firmly believe Verso's ending is canon, given the nature of how well it wraps up the story, though that is left to speculation. Ultimately, this is a lesson to everyone who watches this video. Everyone dies at some point, but there's always comfort in knowing that even if someone that we loved is gone, they'll always be with us in some capacity. Their memories clothe us, and that allows us to live on. That is the best way to honor them. Living. In conclusion, Expedition 33 is a massive success. Paints a picture to the world that you don't need a stingy publisher to push you around in order to make a great emotional game. You just need heart and obviously some style. With an absolute gripping story, engaging and fun gameplay, and an unforgettable soundtrack, it's easily a perfect game. There's not going to be a masterpiece in the foreseeable future quite like this one, but only time will tell. If you've been waiting for a review, I have already said my piece. If you want reaffirmation that Expedition 33 is the greatest, well, here you go. With heart held in hand, Expedition 33 lights a path forward for the future of indie games. Others have failed in development. One can only hope we see more motivated titles that absolutely go the distance and even share some wisdom along the way. So, if you've beaten the game, tell me which ending you went with. Would you rather save the canvas and live a lie, or destroy the canvas and embrace the truth? If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe. This is John of Expedition 29 signing off. And as always,
for those who come after, for those